You want to think different with an iPhone? Good luck with that. Oh, how about getting a Samsung like all your other friends? Sure, be a sheep and follow the herd. Phones are pretty awesome these days. And you're a smart, upstanding citizen, a unique individual. So how about we look at these three sexy slabs of glass and steel? The phones we're going to look at today are the Huawei P10, the V30 from LG, and the Google Pixel XL2. All three phones have incredibly cool and innovative features, but as you'll see, no phone is perfect for everyone. Let's start with the Huawei P10. If I told you Samsung is the largest smartphone manufacturer in the world, who would you say is number two? Would you bet me $1 it's Apple? Guess what? You owe me $1 because as of the summer of 2017, it's actually Huawei. This company makes some great phones, and if you haven't paid attention before, now is the time. Have a look at the design here. The edges are wonderfully rounded, and I love the aluminum finish on the back. It's got plenty of power under the hood, and I found the performance to be pretty decent. It's 5.1 inches, so it's not as gigantic as many phones out there, and the specs are impressive. There's an interesting thing to note about the dual cameras on the back. One of the cameras is 12 megapixels of color, and the other one is a 20 megapixel black and white camera. How do you like them apples, Apple? If you're into black and white photography, you'll enjoy some of the amazing black and white shots. But having both lenses do separate jobs is quite clever and unique. There are some strange decisions, however. Most phones have coating on the screen called oleophobic coating. This helps prevent excessive fingerprint smearing on the screen. Huawei didn't use it on the P10 and hilariously included a screen protector with the phone instead. If you get this phone, I recommend that you keep that screen protector on because there are few things worse than having to squint through your dirty fingerprints. The software Huawei uses is called MIUI, spelled M-I-U-I, and in my opinion, it's ugly. Do yourself a favor and download something like the Google Now launcher from the Play Store and save yourself from the misery. The long button on the bottom is also used to unlock your phone, but there's this weird swiping gesture you have to do to get to the multitasking screen, and it's not always reliable. You can set the usual Android buttons on the bottom of the screen if it drives you crazy, but you will have to sacrifice valuable screen real estate if you do. Definitely try out the button gestures before you buy. Surprisingly, there's no waterproofing on this phone, and in our test, the battery life was good, nothing amazing, but decent. The P10 is priced in the mid-range for smartphones these days, and although there are compromises, it's a cool looking alternative that will save you hundreds compared to the elite Apple and Samsung choices out there, along with the other phones we're looking at today. The LG V30, however, is a lot more phone and priced in the $1,000 range. The screen to body ratio is at 82%, and the phone really shows attention to detail in the design. It's a gigantic 6-inch phone, so if you like your phones petite, this isn't for you. If you drop your phone a lot, you'll be happy to know that it's US military certified for temperature exposures and drops. If you love tweaking, this is the phone for you. There are loads of features and customizations to be had. Floating menu bars, themes, and a lot of manual adjustment options for shooting photos and video. Which brings me to the dual lens camera on the back. One is a 16 megapixel optical image stabilization lens, and the other is a wide-angle 13 megapixel lens. If you're into photography, you're gonna have some fun with this phone, especially if you like to mess around with the manual settings. For the music lovers who value high-quality audio, do yourself a favor and order this phone right now. You will not find a phone with better sound than the V30. And in this age of no headphone jacks, the V30 not only gives you a jack, it features a high-quality digital audio converter, or DAC for short, along with software to customize your listening experience to enhance your sounds. Even casual audio fans will notice some big differences. So you got everything here with a camera that kills it and beats that boom, right? Well, the size is the issue for some. This is a lot of phone. And there were compromises on the front-facing camera. If quality selfies are a must, you're gonna get average selfies here. Not amazing, but just enough. But that's me being picky on what is a fantastic phone, especially because I love music. Google's in the phone game too with their Pixel line, and here's the XL2. This is another gigantic 6-inch phone, and the Pixel phones in general aren't as slick looking as their competition. And this simple phone has the best UI with a nice, clean, simple design. The sides of the phone are squeezable. That's right, you can squeeze the side of the phone and you'll activate Google Assistant. The camera, it's simple and fantastic. The software does a lot of the thinking for you. And if you're a more casual photographer who just wants cool shots, this, my friends, is the phone for you. There's no headphone jack, which I personally find disappointing, but the one musical thing the XL2 can do is always listen for songs and identify them. So if you're out and you hear a song and you're wondering what it is, the XL2 will do the thinking for you without messing around in some app like Shazam or SoundHound. It's very handy. The one thing that really bugs me about the Pixel XL2 is the screen. It's a decent screen, but like the V30, it's POLED, which is old technology. When you're angling the phone, you can see little color distortions. And it's one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Look, there's no perfect phone for everyone. Even Apple and Samsung have their own issues. Huawei P10, cool look, nice feel in hand and size, innovative camera, but a smudgy screen and not waterproof. LG V30, multimedia powerhouse with a great camera and top shelf audio. And it's loaded with cartoony bloatware that you have to spend time dealing with. Google Pixel XL2, wonderful software and camera, fast and a pure Google experience. But no headphone jack, average looks, and a strangely dated screen technology choice. So it's pretty clear that despite the minor quirks, which Apple and Samsung products also have, you should take a good look at these and other phones out there. For me, I'd have to go with the V30 by LG. I love the sound, camera, battery life, and the toughness of it. But give these phones a look for yourself and let us know what you think.